Poppin' YouTube. It's your host with the most, Mo on THEMOSHOW Chicago. Yes. We are back again. You all having a fantastic day. Being blessed by God. Absolutely. Having a phenomenal life. And it is our hopes that you too are having a phenomenal life. You say, well, Mo, why do you always talk about God? Why not talk about God? Isn't the devil always, like today, been busy? Never takes a day off. As in the old words, as they say, no rest for the wicked. Yeah, it get rough out here. I tell you, I suffer the same things that you suffer, maybe just in a different manner. But I tell you, it's crazy out here. But it's our hopes that you are staying sucker free. Remember, staying sucker free can keep you from being in certain situations and circumstances that you really don't want to be in. Not to mention the fact that sometimes we place ourselves in those circumstances and situations without being suckered by somebody else. But we say we know better. But we say we know better. And when you know better, you're supposed to do better. Ain't that right? Yeah. Well, I tell you, a lot of people here in the city of Chicago, they don't know no better at all. You want to know why? Because you had 5 people dead. 5 people dead. And 14 shot here in Chicago over the weekend. That's a little bit worse than last week, you know. Last week, we had like 1 dead. And prior to that week, it was worse than that. So now, you know, we got to get it together. We have to get it together out there. 5 dead. I'm going to tell you something. If you ever come to Chicago, let me get it. I'm looking for something right now. Oh, there it is right now. If you ever come to Chicago, sorry about that, you all. I had to wipe my nose. Sort of chilly in here. I had to cut off the air conditioner. But I'm going to tell you something. When you come to the city of Chicago, make sure you stay away from Inglewood. Yeah. They went crazy over there. From the ages of 17 to 59. One person was dead over there and 2 more got shot. Yeah, on the 700 block of 73rd, right off of Halsted and 73rd, you know, 1 block away. So maybe like Green Street, you know. Senseless killings. We have to stop that. Headed for self-destruction. Why am I always talking about God? I tell you something. When you rock with God, like for real, your life tends to be a little bit more peaceful. And we all like peace, don't we? And we all like peace. But before we get off into this demonstration, I want to get into this chat room real quick. Chicago South Side is a real shithole, bro. Yeah, it is. YPLY. Shouts out to YPLY in the building. Shouts out to Shannon McPherson in the building. Shouts out to Hits Me 45 from Indiana. That's what it is. Did something just happen in Indiana? Hits Me. Then those cops just get sent to prison out there. It was in Muncie. Yeah, Muncie, Indiana. It was in Muncie, Indiana. Well, shouts out to you. Lost Clouds. Peace. Shouts out to everybody in the building. Before we go further, who we got? Maybe I just leave my shades on. Carolina Lopez, how you doing out there? Shouts out to everybody in the building. I tell you, it's crazy outside. Before we get started, if you have ever been a victim of circumstances while you were in the juvenile correctional facilities here in Illinois, violated by staff, those that were entrusted for your safety and your care, and they went and did something else, the unthinkable, like that movie Sleepers. Yeah, right now you can get a bag. That's right. Yeah, get some cash for your pain and for your trauma. Oh, settlement money is already there. Make your claim. Just got to prove that you were there. Make your claim. Get some cash for your pain and your trauma. And if you want to become an academic assassin here in the city of Chicago, yeah, I got to take my glasses off for a minute. You can become an academic assassin going to UIC in Hyde Park right here. Yeah, the most prestigious UIC. And you can go there for absolutely free. Absolutely free if your parents make under $125,000 per year. And I'm sure that it's many people out there that is a senior in high school that wants an education, a higher learning. Someone who wants to become an academic assassin. But here's the trick. You got to be ready for the entry-level exam test. Yeah, be ready for that. We need thinkers, not workers. Rockefeller said that we need workers and not thinkers. I say we need thinkers. Yeah, academic assassins versus these street assassins. Who needs that? Can't go outside and have a good time with your family, with your girlfriend, with your boyfriend, because somebody wants to be stupid with the gun. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. See, yeah, I'm going to say that again. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. And speaking of killing, you know how they made a killing with those timeshares? Yeah, whether you've been in Vegas, Fort Lauderdale, Arizona, Kansas, Wisconsin Dells, California, and it's hurting your pocket right now, and you feel like you got ripped off in the first place, but you can't afford to get to all of these places right now because we are under the punch of Donald Trump. Can't fly, too high, can't drive, gas too high. Remember those high pressure sales men and women who tricked you into becoming a timeshare owner. But there's good news for you. Yeah, there's good news for you. You can contact Dennis Donovan Esquire at Stonegate Law and get her bag. Yeah, they're giving refunds. I'm just saying. Yeah, that's right. And when you call the number, tell them Mo sent you. You just may get a discount. Believe it's something. Yeah, Dennis Donovan Esquire, Stonegate Law. Yeah. Who we got out here in the chat room? Shout out to Cheetos. What it is, man. Yeah, I'm looking like the Cheeto thing, okay, with the orange, okay. I hear you. Meow, save some air for the rest of us. What's up, Meow? Spiritual 246 saying what you want. Blacks killed over 15,000 people last year alone. Last week. 7 killed, 21 shooting in Chicago. Hey, I want to tell you something about Chicago. I want to tell you something about Chicago. Saying what you want. Shouts out to Jacksonville Kid. You got a pair of Adidas on with the Nike track. No, man. No, man. That's Nike. Can you see that there? That's Nike. Yeah, don't you feel silly right now? Yeah, I got a swoop on my pants too. Smash up the likes. Smash up the likes. You want me to show you that again? Jacksonville Kid. Let me show you the swoop on the pants. Ain't no Adidas. Huh? A Nike with a double swoop. Let me get a likes up for that. Yeah. And by the way, if this is your first time chiming into this channel, we ask that you smash up the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, the word all, yeah, and hype, and share. So you got a 5, that's a glove. Like, subscribe, share, hype, and if you're feeling generous enough, you can have a membership to the channel as well. We have silver memberships and we have gold memberships. That's if you're feeling generous. If not, we understand. We just appreciate you being here, viewing us right now. That's most important. We appreciate you just being here. And you might as well just hit the subscribe button. You here. And it's all about good news, sometimes bad. Like those 5 dead. You know what I mean? It's crazy. What do we do in the city of gangsters? Where crime is always happening. Even in your town. Whether it be Memphis, whether it be New York City, whether it be Los Angeles. Have y'all been to Cali lately? Have y'all seen the Skid Row in Cali lately? It's going to be more homeless people than there is people that's in the homes in Cali. It's crazy out there. If you have a place to live and you're eating what you want, yeah, and you're eating what you want to, and you having your way outside of these streets, praise God. Praise God. Stay out of jail. Stay out of jail. And stay away from the cemetery like those 5 people who didn't. Right now, I find that young black men, young black women, they don't have any conflict resolution skills whatsoever. And they refer to a gun versus referring to their mind on how to resolve the situation versus killing one another. That is so sad. There's no one outside of your community doing this. Or can we call it a community? Oh, we can't call it a community because we don't own nothing in the community. A community is a place where the residents or people in the area own things and they take care of things. We don't take care of nothing. We're too busy shooting and killing ourselves, being the buffoons of the world. 14 shot. I remember it was a time when you could come outside and play as a kid. But now they got video games to pacify you. Despite the fact that many children, I ain't gonna get off into that. That's a whole nother video. That's a whole nother video. Yeah, but we thank you for being here. What we got in the chat room here? Ain't forgot you all. Roman, I'm about to go to sleep. What's up, Roman? Shouts out to Chi-Town. Shouts out to Spiritual 246, Mr. Ray. Thanks, Bass and Newsom for Skid Show. Well, Mr. Newsom in California, you know, he got to do what he got to do. And speaking of Newsom, didn't him and Kamala have a scandal going on? They had some type of affair. Yeah, the governor of California, Newsom and Kamala Harris. Didn't they have something going on at one time? But anyway, 5 dead, 14 injured. Stop the violence. How do we stop the violence? We stop the violence by spreading love. We stop the violence by being an example of what we want to see in the world. Yeah, we stop all of that. And maybe we'll survive the madness of America. Because America time is up. America time is up. Sorry, but that's what it is. How many people have died where you live at right now? In each state, how many of them died? You have residents in the country of America bugging out like they had that mass shooting in Idaho. Yeah, the young man name was what? Or the savage, I would call him. Yeah, the savage man, Mr. Williams. Yeah, his last name is Williams. The culprit, the shooter. Have you ever been to In-N-Out Burger? I have, lots of times. Especially on those thirsty nights. Remember those nights? Yeah. If you're not familiar with that, compare In-N-Out to a Chicago White Castle when your stomach is in your back, okay? Yeah, but in Idaho, like 130 miles from Boise, Idaho, the mass shooting occurred where the man approached the drive-through window in a white vehicle, a white van. Pulled up to the window, flop, flop, started cutting off electricity. Whew. Came back to the window 4 times. Got out of his vehicle, the white van, and then returns to the window 3 more times. In all, 3 people got killed in that mass shooting. 3 people got killed and 10 of them were shot. Others were shot. You had a young lady that was from California. You had a man from Salt Lake City, Utah that was shot. And you have another man that was from Idaho. He was shot as well. People are losing it here. Crashing out because they don't know what they're going to do. They don't know how they're going to do it. Who can we give thanks to that to? Who can we give thanks to that to? Who we got out here? Okay. Nobody came in more. Okay. I see you out there though. Let me ask you something. With all of what's going on, how many people are crashing out in your state? How many more people are becoming homeless? How many more people or family members or friends or even employees that you know are merging, finding a roommate? You may even have some workers that you work with, co-workers. They just may be homeless and you don't even know it. It's just that bad out here. Your time is up, America. Your time is up. You've been here 250 years. This is what Donald Trump just celebrated, right? 250 years. And your time is up. That means you're a loser. Just 250 years? They want to disgrace people who look like me and my ancestors, we've had centuries of societies. Centuries. And the fact about it, the Greeks and the Romans came to learn from us. Yeah, in that place called Kemet. Greek word meaning Egypt. Yeah. We taught the world mathematics, science, languages, even magic, and astrology. And guess what? We didn't have no computers. Whew. We didn't have no computers. We knew what time it was astrologically from the years of study that we've had before we became beast in human form. Yeah, we did all of that. Yeah, let's bring God back. Bring God back. I guarantee you, if you bring God back, you will have less killings. How about that? Think about it. Do you agree with that? If you had more of God, you would have less killings. But people don't even pray no more. They have a disbelief in God. It's because they don't know who God is. But the devil knows who he is, and the devil knows who you are. This is why we're programmed for destruction. None of this is by accident, you all. Let me tell you that. None of this is by accident. We are programmed to self-destruct. Yeah. While the billionaires continue to live. And while we self-destruct and kill ourselves, not to mention how they are killing us through the food, through the water, through the air. You can even buy sun right now. What? You can buy sun. Yeah, you can buy the sun. Yeah, with a device. You know, when it's cold and ain't no sun outside, they got a device right now that you can just zap a button and you will have some sun. It'll cost you some thousands of dollars. Yeah, like $5,000 for an hour. Well, we don't need the sun like that. Well, melanated people don't. But everybody needs the sun. Ain't that right, God? Just think, if you didn't have the sun, you would die. Just think of that. If you did not have the sun, you would die. So is it God or the sun? I'm just saying, is it God or the sun, you know? Yeah. Smash up the likes in the building, you all. If this is your first time chiming into the channel, subscribe, like, share, and hype. Subscribe, like, share, and hype. And I, in turn, will do the same for your channel. I will support your channel. A fair exchange is never a robbery. No, never a robbery, right? So, you know, subscribe. Do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor. You support me and I support you. 100. Who we got out here? Terry Lawless, God will reveal. Trust in God. Christopher Blaylock, it's so beautiful here in South Carolina. What part of South Carolina are you in? Are you in Charlotte? Are you near Hilton Head? Are you, where you at in South Carolina? Christopher Blaylock. H. Hombre, Carolina, yes, I was belly down on the couch while her sister tossed my salad. Oh, smacks. Okay. Lots of jobs out there. I don't know. Last time I was in South Carolina. The last time I was at Myrtle Beach, and I was at Hilton Head. Can't wait to get back to Hilton Head. Hilton Head is absolutely dope. If you've never been to Hilton Head in South Carolina, get yourself out there. Yeah. Go see that ocean. Yeah. Hilton Head is much better than, you know. Anyway, you all, what it is out here. The Acapulco, those places are in North Carolina. No. Myrtle Beach is in South Carolina, and Hilton Head is in South Carolina, trust me. They're not in North Carolina. I'm sorry. We appreciate you being here, though. Yeah, we don't want you to confuse the people out here, no. Hilton Head and Myrtle Beach is in South Carolina. Now, I don't know about it being a great place to be at right now. I don't know about that. It's not as bad as Mississippi, but it's not a place that I wouldn't want to be there right now. In fact about it, I don't think Americans want to be in America right now. Has anybody seen what's going on lately? You know? Besides the mass shooting with the beast, 10 people dead. But you say you don't need God. We ain't forgot about that. 10 people shot, 3 people dead. And we don't even know why. Now they say that eventually the beast, Williams, offed himself. They say he unalived himself. That's what they say. But in Idaho, out of all places. And by the way, speaking of Idaho, you all, there's this movie called Sovereign. Sovereign. Yeah, it's on Hulu. And it takes place in Idaho and in Arkansas. So if you haven't seen that movie, Sovereign, watch that, especially if you are into maritime law. Yeah. Yeah. And The Straw Man. That is a very good movie. Idaho. Now, I've been to Idaho on my way to Montana when I was going through, when I was on my way to the Garden of the Gods and all of that. Did all of that in Montana. Did Polson, Montana. Oh my God, it's so sweet in Polson. You know, did Yellowstone out there in Wyoming. Yeah. But beware in Idaho, they have a lot of militias out there. And that movie, Sovereign, I think it may bring back a story that took place a couple of years ago, but it involved a militia. Anyway, this is America. Violent, murderous, crime, and under surveillance. That's right, under surveillance with the flock cameras. Under surveillance with the flock cameras. I'm going to tell you how so cold they get with the flock cameras. You had this young man by the name of Mr. Phillips who lived in Wisconsin. And he was already on probation or parole. Excuse me, he was on probation. Excuse me, not probation. He had a case. Yeah, Mr. Phillips from Wisconsin had a case, domestic case, and a jumping bail case. By going to the state of Michigan, which is right next door, depending upon the way you drive or where you're situated at, northern bound in Wisconsin. Needless to say, seeing that he was already in their system, and maybe a cop had it out for him. I mean, the story gets crazy. We're talking about flock cameras. We're talking about flock cameras, license plate readers. This man, Mr. Phillips from Wisconsin, got a case going. I don't know if he got into it with the police or not, if they just had one for him. But they tracked his license plate, leaving the state of Wisconsin, going to the state of Michigan where weed is legal at. Now, why would they suspect him of having weed in his car? Why would they just be watching him, period, if he just had a domestic violence case and he's out on bail? But they've been noticed he's been bail jumping, going to another state, which is Michigan, through his license plate, flop cameras. And they traced him to Michigan, and he had a couple of hours there, stayed there, and they tracked him back. But it was consistently, which gave them probable cause, seeing that he was already on bail and wasn't supposed to leave the state without permission. Yeah, flock cameras. Y'all doing something bad out there? Who are you, dumb? What's up, G? Young blood, how you doing, sir? Boy, are you dumb? I don't know if you're a young blood. I don't know if I should call you sir. I don't know if I should call you Mrs. But I think that you are a brother, and we appreciate you being here. Eric James. Shouts out to Eric James in the building. Nice hat. Sheila Hendricks. Much love. XS Smirkio. Go ahead and rap old school. Yeah, we're trying to bring it to you all, you know. We appreciate everybody in the building. Smash up the likes, you all. We appreciate everybody in the building because you could have been doing something else with someone else, but you decided to stop by to see what we had to say. And we are absolutely thankful to you, and we tip our hat to you. Yeah. Yeah, these flock cameras. You all out there doing something you don't supposed to be doing? You done did something to somebody that's low down, and they may know a cop, and they can track your license plate. But see, let me ask you something. If they can do that with Mr. Phillips coming from Wisconsin going back to Michigan, back and forth, if they can do that, why do they have all of these drive-bys that are unsolved and they don't have the license plate number of these crimes and murders that is being committed by criminals? Y'all tell me that. I think all of that is coming to a halt right now. It's becoming a total control because we are all under surveillance. Is this a communist country? I just want to know. I want to know, is this a communist country that we're in? I mean, it's like we're in China or something right now, where they watch your every move. Even in your new cars that you get right now, you have those new cars. They talk to you right now and tell you what you're doing wrong or what you're not doing right. If you're speeding, who needs a machine like that? Only people who want the new technology that is privately displaying all of your information. All of you people that rent cars out there, you know, you fly somewhere in the country and you stick your phone into the car, like with the jack, the USB port. All of that information from your phone is stored in that vehicle. You agreed to it. You agreed to be surveillanced. All of these social media sites that you're on. It's all about surveillance. People think about how much money that they could be making. Or I can get on this platform and I can make some money. I can get on that platform and I can make some money. I can get on that platform and make some money. Maybe you will. Maybe you won't. There's no guarantee to that. But what is guaranteed is that they are collecting all of your information. Whether you are a loser or whether you are a superstar, it don't matter. Every website collecting all of your information. I'm on YouTube. I'm a YouTuber. And seeing that Donald Trump and his billionaire friends just brought TikTok, why I want to be on that? Why do I want to be on TikTok and Donald Trump and those billionaires just brought TikTok? Why do I want to be on there? To try to get some money? To try to be famous? Let's keep it a buck. Most of us not gonna make it to be famous. Most of us not gonna be able to make it to be famous. And sadly, sometimes they pick the worst of you and put them out there in front to give you an example of what it is to be successful. But yet they are the worst of the bunch. But they got chosen and put out there versus you. Yeah, that's what the society that we're living in. And seeing that we are living in an evil society, yes. Do I think we need fly cameras? Yes. But no. No, because it's just not the criminals' information that they are getting. They are getting the average everyday citizen's information. Yeah. Watching you. You know, back in the day they said that Big Brother is watching, you know. The all-seeing eye. Yeah. And they watching you. They can catch a lot of criminals this way. But they also infringe upon people's privacy. Where they going? What time they came back? You don't even have to be on their radar. All of this is researched anyway, because you already gave them your information so that they can do a test run and evaluate how things would work. You already have cameras in your house TVs, in your cell phones, in your car. Oh, they're watching you even when the TV's off. Even when you think your phone is off, they still listening and watching. Yeah. Who we got out there? Discount on those gold watches. What's up, TY? Shouts out to TY. Who's this sucker? Hey, AIM. We ain't no sucker. You are a sucker. And we stay sucker free on this channel. So if you're not staying sucker free, AIM, you need to get on the train to be in sucker free. If not, you know, we wish you well and maybe you'll choke on a bone. Shouts out to AIM in the building. Always have and always will. This guy again, Catholicism dude. What's up, Catholicism dude? What's going on with you? What's going on in the Catholic world? Are you all going through the same thing that everybody else is going through in America? Whether it be, if you are a Baptist, whether you be a Christian or a Jew or a Muslim or a person who studied Catholicism, aren't we all going through the same thing? Meaning that we're all in the same gang versus another gang. We are in the gang of the poor, the gang that's in the basement, the gang that is having members of the gang. Yeah, eating chicken out of cans. Ain't that right, Donald Trump? Ain't that right, eating liver or FK Jr.? Yeah. Y'all going to the store, y'all see how much those steaks cost and everything? How much salmon costs and everything? RFK Jr. said, well, you can get you a cheaper slice of beef called liver. I bet he don't eat no liver. I bet he don't eat no liver. I bet he not eating chicken out of a can. Ain't that right, Donald Trump? Not only are you broke, not only are you disgusted, not only are you working yourself until you can't work no more. Anybody waiting on the midterms? Anybody waiting on the midterms? Now, when the midterms come around, that ain't gonna change those fly cameras. What do you all think about fly cameras right now? Let me get your opinion. Anybody out there, city and state, that has fly cameras? Let me know what's going on in your city and state. Come on, y'all, talk to me out there. Yeah, that's the question. How do you all feel about fly cameras? How do you feel about license plate readers? Talk to me in the building. They don't want to say nothing. Okay. Well, let me continue then. The fly cameras. The phone, the TV, you know, like, what do? Do you go off grid to have some privacy? Or do you continue to follow the matrix or stay in the matrix? They're trying to make it whereas you have to participate in the matrix. They say you can't get away with nothing right now. But let me ask you something. How many fly cameras are in predominantly black areas versus white communities? Anybody out there? Anybody out there? These fly cameras. Are these fly cameras, you know, more placed in the hood, predominantly black neighborhoods versus white neighborhoods? Anybody, you know, got a percentage on that? The reality is that your block is coming true. It's coming true. The camera is watching you. TY, yeah, y'all watching me right now. Feds watching. Everybody's watching right now. Police, law enforcement, CIA, you know, everybody watching. I don't mind going live because I'm not saying nothing that is untrue, or I'm not trying to start no stuff with me. Yeah, not with you. Not with you. Who wants to start stuff with you? United States is already going down. Yeah, the United States is going down. Your time is up. 250 years, what have you done as a country, United States, under white supremacy rule that has been for the benefit of humanity? Like, what, you give aids to certain countries? You know, like that program that y'all cut out with, you know, Elon Musk, the government efficiency system, U.S. aid programs. But still, while you had those programs, you still starve your own people. Who was really getting that money? Why would you want to send millions of dollars to another country while citizens in your own country is suffering? And they paying the taxes. It's their money that you're giving away without their consent. And y'all wonder why America is in trouble. We living under the rule of criminals. We're living under the rule of criminals. And the criminals are watching you. Yeah, they're watching what your baby do. You know, they're watching what your mama do. If she's on social media, she can be watching TV right now, and the TV is watching her. Should you even have a TV right now? What would your home be like without any electronic devices? Could you live without a cell phone? Could you live without one of these TVs that's watching you? You go purchase the TV for them to watch you. Huh? Yeah. You pay to be surveillanced. Think about that. You pay to be surveillanced. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Or have we gone so far in the country where we just don't care no more? Huh? Those satellites. What you say about the satellites? Those satellites been peeping years ago. Oh, they got a whole bunch of satellites. I guess it's algorithms. They won't even let you not have a phone. You need emails and set appointments on your phones. They won't even let you not have a phone. They giving away government phones. All of those government phones, anything that's free, that's from the government, that is an electronic device. Trust me, they're wired and connected too. But just think, Samuel Jackson was in a movie. I think it was called Kingsman. The first Kingsman. And these people had the cell phone. And when the culprit pressed the button and all of their phones rang, they got their heads blew off. Could that be the same thing with your device right now? In fact about it, the U.S. and China has already admitted that they got the technology that was sent over here. It's already spying on us. It just came with the program. Don't blame me. I didn't pull this information out my backside. Yeah, China, Japan, you know, these Samsung phones, these iPhones, these Apple phones, all these phones. You know, you kind of look like the fictional CEO. Hey, what's going on? Brian Pross in the building, 1456. No news for Islamic terrorists. Oh, we'll get to them in a minute. What's that? Do not use. 3821. Do not use. Hell, man, they've been using us since we got here. Do not use. The thing is, not only do they use us, they misuse us. You see? Yeah. I mean, we're supposed to use each other. I don't mind you using me, because I'm going to use you. Fair exchange is never a robbery. But when you get to misusing, that's when the problem comes in. The first thing the police do after a crime is go after everyone's electronic devices. Everyone is walking around with potential implicating evidence against yourself. Yeah, that's what they do. Enemy of the State, a Will Smith movie that he played in. I remember that. Now see, that's another thing. Enemy of the State movie. They used a satellite to pinpoint where Will Smith was at, right? Remember that in the movie? I guess if it's a federal, I guess if it's a state case, I guess the feds won't get involved in it with satellites, or unless it's not a spy situation, you know. But hell, they're already spying on you anyway. Why do you think we got all these data centers popping up? What's going on? This brother Cosby, what's going on, man? Tomato bagel. Old truck. And zesty. Yeah, who's zesty? Who you talking about? Ain't nobody zesty here. Family. See, they want to start on that nonsense. We ain't on that. The Mo Show, more like the Less Show. Oh, well, if it's the Less Show, why you here? You can go to the More Show in the trash section of YouTube. You know, go over there. It's more or less. Okay, it's more or less. You damn right. Yeah, because you get any lower than me, I guess you is less, right? I know I'm the #1 underrated creator on YouTube right now. I do know that. But I ain't the bottom, okay? Yeah, I'm humble. Yeah, I'm humble. Ignore that clown, OG. Hey, Jonathan, ain't worried about him. I'm just staying humble. There's no need for me to pull out my sword. Just staying humble. Man, Jonathan, I appreciate you, Jonathan. Hanvan. Is that Hanvan, Jonathan? Jonathan Vaughn. I'm sorry, Jonathan Vaughn. Jonathan Vaughn, shouts out to you in the building. I'm not letting him get under my belt. Yeah, I'm underrated. That's right, I am underrated. That's facts. That's facts. Pound for pound. Pound for pound. In my range, yeah. You don't stand no chance, not with me. No, not mentally. We're not talking about physically. We're talking about mentally, you know. How smart are you mentally? Not how muscular you are. Not how much you can be violent. But how much of an academic assassin are you? Yeah, they got me at the bottom of the barrel. The movie Michael had a lot of hidden jewels that may not have paid attention to suggest that you're watching. The new movie Michael, is that what you're talking about? Shouts out to TY245. Your hat is crooked. Yeah, it's supposed to be crooked. I'm not worried about it being crooked. I'm not here to give you a show in regards to my attire. I'm here to give you some information that comes from my mouth, from inside me, not what I look like. I think that's what's wrong with a lot of people right now. They confuse the message with the messenger. They may not like the messenger. They may not like what he looked like or what he's wearing. Have you ever been on the street and you ran into a bum, a hobo? But as you began to talk to the hobo, he gave you some information, valuable information, that you were either looking for or was yet to expect to look for. Yeah. Son hates. Oh, Jonathan, I know that. You know. Right now, we're going to get to you, Jonathan Vaughn. Jonathan Van. With the sun. Because we was talking about the sun earlier. In regards to God. And I want to show you something. Let me tell you something. I'll show you something. Even though we live in this evil world that is full of oppression, just not for people of color, but for all people, but mostly for people of color. We know we've been oppressed, okay? But now you have other members of society feeling it. As I stated in my last video, we were supposed to have been coming out of her. Come out of her, meaning America, meaning the system of America, meaning the unrighteousness of society. If you are of a righteous person, getting back to Jonathan Vaughn. I'm trying to pronounce your name right. You know, I don't want to pronounce it Vaughn in this van or Van in this Vaughn. Yeah. But God is tired. Speaking of the sun. Yeah, the color of the sun right here. That's right. Yeah. It's going to burn these people. It's going to burn these people. Set them on fire. It says that in your Bible, you know, it says that the earth will be destroyed by fire this time. Fire. Now, is that through nuclear weapons? Or is that through the sun? I expect the sun to be a lot hotter next year. Don't you? Seeing that it's been getting hotter and hotter and hotter, and the less melanin that you have, you won't be able to come outside. That's a whole nother story. I want to get off into that. Hey, Jonathan, you put me on that, man. You took me there with that, Jonathan. I support well-rounded and smart black men. Be well. Shouts out to Tomato Bagel. Pound for pound. It always smell a cave. Yeah, you always smell a caveman. Yeah, you always smell a caveman. Those be those trolls out there. They can't help themselves except be evil, which is themselves. That's facts. Even white Americans say that white American people are the problem. I mean, Donald Trump says that he loves the poor educated. And even the poor Caucasian educated are not rocking with him right now. He's evil. Even white folks is tired of Donald Trump. And when that happens, you know what I'm saying? It got so bad for Donald Trump and his evilness, which the oppression in which 90% of us live under in America. It got so bad for him and his name. His ratings is way below the standard of any president ever since 1953. And I think Harry Truman was the president then. Or was it Roosevelt? Yeah, Roosevelt. Yeah, since 53, okay? Can't remember everything. But not only that, he had endorsed a black man in Michigan to run as a Republican. And what's the brother name? He has a Muslim name. Anybody out there remember that brother in Michigan? Anyway, Donald Trump endorsed him, and the guy who dropped out of the race that was against him, he won. The people of that district, I think it was 31st district or 13th district. Yeah, Battle Creek, Michigan. That's where it was. Yeah, out there in Battle Creek, Michigan. And Donald Trump couldn't even have his black endorsement to win the campaign for the seat. Couldn't even do that because your time is up. I have to go back to that. I know I'm going back and forth, you all. I know I'm going back and forth, but their time is up. How many years does an average nation last? Anybody? Anybody? You know, like, what is the average length of a nation standing or an empire? Now, as this crumbles, we have to look at who's going to take over or inherit. Will it be the Chinese? Would you want to become a communist country? If the Arabs take over, which Donald Trump in some way has joked about when he spoke about all of these Arabs, like Mondani, the New York mayor, and the young lady out there, when she's a congressman in Minnesota, Ihan something. Donald Trump is investigating her in regards to her finances. Ihan Omar, something like that. And the guy that Donald Trump just endorsed is a Muslim, but he converted to Christianity so that Donald Trump would convert. I wish I remember his name. He converted from a Muslim to Christianity, and Donald Trump endorsed him, but he still lost to a man who dropped out of the race 2-3 weeks ago. How long is this nation going to last? How long is the injustice going to last? How long is the discrimination going to last? How long is the inequality is going to last? America is on the downfall. Where will you go? What would be your plight? Are you ready for the change that is to come for America? How are you oppressed? Oh, let's get into it. I see that down there. My hat, soapbox, side bears, crooked, okay. Chris say, how are you oppressed? I'll tell you, Chris. Wrong generation to play with. How are you oppressed? I'm getting to how am I oppressed. How are you oppressed? I'm going to show you how you oppressed. Jonathan, yes. Jonathan, nuclear. Jonathan, is biblical. Yeah, it's biblical. Prophecies will be fulfilled. But getting back, we're coming, Jonathan. I'm coming. Well, we're going to get back to Chris. Chris out there. You still out there? Chris 82109. How are you oppressed? How am I oppressed? Are we living in an oppressive system? That's how we're oppressed. Everybody's oppressed economically. Let's start with that. Now, if you want to say that you're not oppressed economically, what are you even doing on the channel? Huh? Are you valued at your place of employment? Do you have higher goals in life that you want to attain? Or are you stuck in this matrix system that has you going to work, coming and going, paying bills once a month, every 30 days? How much money do you actually get to spend on yourself? In fact about it, they oppress you mentally. In fact about it, they tell you how to spend your money. Yeah, they have you spending more money than you have coming in. That's why you're in debt. You are socially oppressed. Yeah. You're not represented equally, which means that you are discriminated against. I don't know if you're a black man, a white man, a Chinese man. I don't know what color you are in the crayon box, but to ask that question, I take an educational guess that you don't look like me. And that's okay. Because all of us are oppressed. All of us are slaves right now. All of us are slaves. You have people out here who think they are superior because of color. And because of their job or, yeah. And they have a little privilegeness saying that we live in a white supremacist country, a white supremacist system, which is basically, for white people. So there's no equality. What's your job right now? You're a white dude, right? How many hours do you work a week? Or if you have your business, how many people stealing from you? Should they steal from you? Are you oppressing them with your wages if you are an employer? I'm just saying. Are you paid what you're worth? Yeah, let's get to that, Chris. Are you paid what you're worth? And if you're not paid what you're worth, that means you're oppressed. If you work 50 to 60 hours a week and you still can't feed your family, you are oppressed. If you are one paycheck away from being in the streets, you are oppressed, Chris. We are living in an oppressive system. And right now, you have some going for a new world order, but then you have some going for an imperialistic order. Yeah. Either way, you're going to be oppressed. Do you concur or agree with all the technology that is going to be used against you? Do you agree with that? Isn't that a form of oppression? Isn't that oppression? Speaking your God-given right to speak, and yet you are penalized, or you are radared, or you know, they got the lights on you now because of something that you said, but it is a God-given right to speak. But the very same people that you voted for, whom you gave your divinity to, can say that you can't say that. And if you do say that, you're going to get penalized. Just look what happens on social media when you say things against certain people. I'm just saying. Yeah, the truth hurts, but the truth costs. And I would be rich right now, or I would have 1 million subscribers if there was a reward for truth. How can you not be oppressed when you're penalized for truth? Isn't that the oppression of truth? Or the suppression of truth? Is that right? I mean, you know, is it right that you got to pay 30% of your paycheck to have a roof over your head? Is that right? We are the only species on this planet who pay for rent, for shelter. We're the only ones. And this was given to us free. And all of you troll people out there, you know, you're oppressed too. In fact about it, it is my guess that those people that's trolling, that makes negative remarks, they tell a person how they feel about themselves because that's their low level of thinking. That is their low energy. That's where they're at. That's where they're at. I love when y'all come on here. Yeah, because I want you to smash up the subscribe button. That's right. Smash up the subscribe button if this is your first time chiming in. Subscribe, like, and share. And I will do the same for your channel. As soon as I get off the live, I'll go and see who's subscribed. And I will subscribe to your channel to see what you got going on your videos. In fact, I got to do some catching up with that. I really do. But for the main part, I think I be pretty much on it. But as you go to a higher level, you begin to notice a little more things that you can do to help improve your levelability. Yeah. But sometimes life gets in the way. Just like those flock cameras are going to get in the way. Those flock cameras are watching you. Do you want anybody to know your every move? What do you think about that? I mean, you can be having sex with your girl in the bedroom, you know, getting your rocks off and everything. And they watching it. They're watching it, man. What kind of freaks are we dealing with out here? What kind of freaks are we dealing with? They actually watch you have sex with your girl. Or if they have you, watch you doing the unbelievable. Yeah. And everybody's okay with that. I'm glad that America's on its way out. I'm a patriot of this country. Let's get this right. I'm a patriot of this country. I fought for this country. I've served this country. Blood, sweat, and tears. Yes, I did. That's 100. However, her time is up because of her unrighteousness. When you have to watch your citizens in your country, you're either setting them up for slaughter and control like religion. Control is order. And they're going to make it so bad that you're going to have to depend on them. You're going to have to depend on them. How you oppressed, Chris? If you have a job out there, Chris, do you disvalue your own word that you want to say to your boss for a paycheck? Do you tell the truth to your boss? Or do you still continue to get your paycheck so you can still have your little funky place that you stay, wherever it is, whatever your castle is? But it's all about control. And they're trying to control all of us and unpopulate us at the same time. That's right, unpopulate. Anybody got any questions out there? Let's see you in the chat room. Read a science book, then you may understand solar cycles. Hey, I understand solar cycles. Do not use. I understand that the red star has been seen in solar science. If you don't know about the red star, maybe you shouldn't be talking to me. Do not use. When you see the red star, that means that the poles are shifting, which means that a shifting of kingdoms is coming. See, we don't know who's going to rule right now, but it won't be these white devils. It won't be them ruling. Yeah, y'all call them white devils. You can be a black devil, but that's not the rule we're living under. Maybe if I was in Africa, I can say it's a black devil. If I was in China, I can say it's a Chinese devil. But right now, I say it's a white devil. Yeah, that's what we're living under, white supremacy. And speaking of devils and communism, Donald Trump has been warned by Kim Jong-un. What's his name? Kim Jong-un? Over there in North Korea. Donald Trump has been moving forces into Japan. Kim Jong-un noticed that. And if you know anything about Japan and Korea, they like 2 hours away from each other on the plane. I was in Korea and I was in Japan. And Kim Jong-un, like, don't come over here because we're going to blow it up. And he's over there fighting Iran. And China is with Kim Jong-un, communists. Russia's with Kim Jong-un. Donald Trump is known for bankrupting casinos. What gave you the idea that he wouldn't bankrupt the country? Huh? Donald Trump is known for not paying contractors who have built his business establishments. He's known for that. He's known to be a 34-time felon. He's known for that. He's also known to be an alleged pedophile with the biggest pedophile ring in America. Yeah, allegedly. But we know he did. And it is our hopes, it is America hopes, that when these midterms come around, that they can change the board around and get this guy out of office. But while he's in office, he's stealing everything. And he's tearing down the country. And that would be his legacy. That would be his legacy. Right now, that is Donald Trump's legacy, which is tearing down America and draining the swamp of America. Cash flow. Yeah, it's like Americans got their wallet open and you can't say nothing. Here you go, just take my money. He's even bankrupt the military. When's the last time y'all heard that? I don't think that they ran out of bombs for Vietnam. They didn't run out of ammunition in Vietnam. And this guy runs out of ammunition in 5 months. And asks for $6 more trillion while you got people living in the streets. Walking around with grocery store buggies. Living in tents. Yeah, eating chicken out of a can. Eating out of dumpsters. I'm not saying they wasn't doing it before. But nowadays I've seen a lot of people doing it more now on the regular. More people now with street signs in neighborhoods and communities that you never saw it before. That's what I'm saying. America time is up. Her rule is up. Her rule is up because she did not rule correctly. She didn't even halfway do it right. Only 250 years. She's still a baby compared to other nations. And this is what we got to live with. You know, I know that people say, well, if America goes, well, what are you going to suffer? I'm going to suffer the same fate because I, too, have not yet came out of her. And if we did come out of her, where would we go? I remember Elijah Muhammad and Louis Farrakhan was trying to get us to, well, the government to give us a separate state somewhere by ourselves. We wanted out then, back in the 30s. We wanted out. We wanted out. But we stayed in the matrix. And now we got to suffer with the devil. And the Bible, in the Quran says, I will fill hell with you all. Yeah, you know, in Surah 7, whereas you had Satan trying to talk to God about how he's going to deceive his chosen ones. The same conversation that they had in the book of Job in the Bible is somewhat the same story that they had in the Quran, Surah 7, which is entitled The Elevated Places. Check that out. But needless to say, the devil, God says, I will fill hell with all of you. Even the chosen ones, if they choose to listen to you versus me. And many people in America have chosen to listen to Beelzebub versus God because they gave their God away. Talk about oppression. I'm just saying, who we got out here? Am I making sense? I know I'm going around the board, but we just chopping it up at this point right now. We've been going on what a moron, okay? I'm not Caucasian like you aren't African American. No, I'm not. I'm not even an American, Chris. I mean, I'm a second-class citizen American. Okay? Yeah. I'm a second-class citizen American because I'm a black man. Didn't y'all just see the video of how they had the Caucasian man fighting the police, chasing the police down, fighting the police? They didn't even kill the man because he was a white man. But you see what they did to that young man Ruiz over there in Madison, Wisconsin. Shot and killed him. They say that Ruiz was looking in cars. That's a call that they got. And you know, the demon showed up. Now, I'm not saying that he was not doing devilishment, but he didn't kill nobody. Did you all see the video on how they tried to arrest this man and then shot this man dead in the street in Madison, Wisconsin? The Ruiz guy. Yeah, he got a record, but he didn't kill nobody. But the cops killed him. They say he had a knife and he lunged at the police. That's what they said. But he was already on the ground when they shot and killed him. I'm just saying. Okay, ain't gonna get off to that. Who we got here? Jonathan. Were the Israelites biblically? Okay, now you talking my language. Chris, victim. Donald Trump has 90% on. Man, I'm coming back to you, Jonathan. I'm coming back to you. But here you go. You got. Okay, do not use. Donald Trump has a 90% approval. Come on, man. You know that ain't true, man. We know that ain't true, man. So why don't you move on with that? Our enemies since the beginning of time. Yes. Our natural enemies. Jonathan, they are our natural enemies. Now, I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing, right? If you study nature, or if you look at those wildlife TV programs that they have, and you got the eagles looking for a smaller prey, or he's diving into the water like a seagull trying to get a fish, or if you have the lion trying to get him a buffalo, trying to get him a giraffe, you know? Yeah. And it's the same thing with people. I have to ask myself this question: is the white man the natural enemy of the black man? I know that may sound dumb coming from a guy like me, but I'm just not looking at it from my lesson perspective or from my upbringing. I'm looking at it globally. And why do I say that? I say that because I look at the Asians, right? When the Japanese were oppressing the Chinese, aren't they all Asians? I'm just... Right? Has anybody watched the movie Ip Man? Anybody watch the movie Ip Man? When Japan was oppressing China, but they're both Asian people, but they speak different languages. Now, that's a yellow man on a yellow man, or is that a brown man on a yellow man? Which one is it? I mean, help me out here. Smash up the likes in the building. Jonathan, I guess you think that you're a prophet too. No, Jonathan is absolutely right. Jonathan is right on point, Chris. He don't have to be a prophet. You don't have to be a prophet to speak truth. I don't understand why people have a problem with truth. Shouts out to Jonathan in the building, okay? Shouts out to Jonathan in the building. End of Esau and the beginning of Jacob. Well, you know how God said in the book of Romans how he hated Esau but loved Jacob. Ooh. I'm just saying, yeah, your God hates too. Your God hates too. And they were brothers. But that's another story we're going to get into. I'm going to begin to have these Bible classes. on my uploads. Bible class with positive videos, okay? Yeah, I'm working on that. Yeah, I'm telling you what I'm doing because you can't stop it. You can't stop it. Praise God. Hey, Jonathan, now getting back to you about the Israelites, Jonathan. This is just another black propaganda podcast. I don't know about that, man. Is this a podcast? I don't even get paid, man. What are you talking about? I don't even get paid, man. What are you talking about, man? Hey, but let me ask y'all something since we're talking out there. Anybody know anything about video software? I'm looking to purchase some new software. Now, I'm a videographer, and I know a couple of softwares, but I don't know all the softwares. I can learn from other people too. The whole world is against America. Oh, the whole world is against America, but it didn't have to be that way. I think the whole world is against Donald Trump right now, Jonathan. Speaking of the whole world is against America, they just had a NATO summit in Turkey, right? Check this out. They just had a NATO summit in Turkey, and Donald Trump was there, and as always, he, was disrespectful to NATO. But he was so afraid of his life leaving the summit that he didn't get on the Couture Air Force One. You know that luxury plane? Yeah, he got slickly moved around to another military flight because he is in that fear of his life that the Iranians would shoot down the Couture Air Force One plane, and they switched him around and he went on the other one. Yeah, the old Air Force One. Talking about everybody's against America. Well, who leads America? Who leads America? Should I have to pay for Donald Trump's sins? Should I have to pay for Donald Trump wrongfulness to other countries? Should I have to be a victim? Should you have to be a victim? Should your children have to be a victim of the decisions that Donald Trump made in regard to other countries? I'm just saying. Talk about propaganda. You remind me of Flavor Flav. That's what it is, man. I appreciate that, Patricia Robinson. Patricia Robinson, shouts out to you in the building. Make sure you smash up the likes, subscribe, hype, and share. She says that I remind her of Flavor Flav. I'm glad of that. I appreciate that, 100. I just wish I had some of his money. We ain't got no Flavor Flav money around here, right? We all in the basement, okay? Yeah. If you ain't got $5 in the bank, you in the basement, okay? I'm just saying. Just keeping it a buck. Just keeping it a buck. You ain't got $5 in the bank. We're in tough times these days. The time is up for America. People can't afford to stay in their apartments, in their homes. And like I said in a prior video, it's going to be brought up by equity firms, billionaires, and pretty soon you're not going to be able to rent. They're going to call it a subscription. I mean, like rent right now, if you're paying rent right now, you already got a subscription month to month. Or year to year, right? Because you signed a lease, a contract, a subscription. It's a subscription to everything, even to your job, right? They hired you, so you subscribe to the job. And for subscribing to the job, they give you a couple of pennies for your time. Right? You subscribe to your job. I subscribe to YouTube because I'm a content creator. And you subscribe as a watcher, as a viewer, or another content creator. Subscription to phone bills. What phone provider do you have? You got a car note out there. What car company do you subscribe to? Talk about oppression. Do it making 0 cents? Okay, whatever. Everyone, this including the ones oppressing America. So how can you fight enemies within your country? Well, how can I fight the enemies in my country? Well, according to the reports, Jonathan, the number one terrorist in America, the number one domestic terrorist in America is white men, Jonathan. I'm just saying. See, evil versus righteousness. Evil versus righteousness. What side you gonna be on? What side you gonna be on? Trump trained these dolphins like your boy, though. I'm an aqua. D to B, what it is? B to B in the building. I see you, B.B. Shouts out to B.B. in the building. He been rocking with me for a while, y'all. Hey, if you want to get some dolphins at Walmart, go see B.B. America is finished. They can't even see it though. Yeah, they can't see it. We finished, man. You know how you always wanted to know, like, I wonder what it would have been like in the time of living in Rome, right? I'm just saying. Whatever historical period that you would have wanted to live in. Like some people wanted to know what it was like living in the 60s. Well, yeah, you're about to see that right now. It's going to be mad, civil war, civil fights, civil action. Hopefully, America can get it right this time. It's another civil war. Evil versus good. And you're not going to be able to trust nobody unless you really know them. And even them people you can't trust. They'll come and blow your brains out and take your artillery, take your food, and take your lady. It's coming down to that time. They got a $7 trillion head start. Yeah, they got more than that. They went overboard with the slavery. Well, Jonathan, they got all of us slaves now. Yes, they went overboard. But see, you don't have to be a slave today. You don't have to be a slave today. But it just can't be you or me or 10 people. It has to be the majority of the country who don't want to be slaves no more. And just stop going to work, you know. Just stop going to work and they'll see how fast you're not a slave no more. The economy would change just like that overnight. See, this is why people who say they Christians, people who say they Muslims, you know, people who say they Hebrews and everything, and people believe in God and all that stuff, but the God that they worship seem to can't solve this problem right now. I know that what is biblically written or Quranically written in the books for prophecy, but even if it is that prophecy, why does God let the innocent people suffer versus God just destroying the devil and get it over with, or destroying the evil people? You see, well, needless to say, the point that I was trying to say is that you're the God. Gods can't be slaves. You understand? If you are a child of God, or if you know Jesus Christ, or if you know Allah, or if you know Jehovah, if you know any of those religious gods, you cannot be a slave. I'm just saying, smash up the likes. You cannot be a slave if you know these religious God figures that a lot of people, billions of people in the world worship and praise. You have a billion, how many billion religious people? How many billions of Muslims? How many billions of Christians? How many billions of Hebrews and Jews? I mean, that's like 4 gods right there with billions of people. And you mean to tell me none of their gods can solve the solution to this devilish situation? Critical thinking, okay? It's going down. You want to know what it was like in Rome? When the Romans used the slaves to fight their wars? It wasn't the Roman citizens, it was the Roman slaves that fought the Roman wars. But it was some citizens of Rome, though. Let me correct myself. You had some slaves that fought Roman wars. That's 100. Yeah, that's 100. We're all slaves. Oh, ask those people over there that's overseas right now in the Strait of Hormuz, that's on the USS Abraham Lincoln and the USS Gerald Ford. Ask those soldiers, are they slaves? They don't have decent plumbing on their ships. They can barely get food. But they're fighting for America. They can barely get food. Nothing's working right on their ships. But they're expected to fight for a man that don't even know their first name, don't know their parents, but they volunteered to be a slave and to fight, just like I volunteered to be a slave and fought. I praise God that I made it back. One of the best decisions that I've ever made in my life, though. But those young men and young women over there, they starving right now, fighting a war, an evil war, for a country that's going down. Now, as it goes down and it crumbles, and someone else's takes over, who do you think it'll be? Do you think it'll be the Russians? Do you think it would be the Chinese that would take over America? You know, who do you think would be, Muslims? Yeah, Muslims. I mean, they moving in fast. And they get a lot of political office. And they make a lot of political noise. They're gaining track. They're gaining ground. But which rule do you think, when the U.S. crumbles, what rule do you think it'll be next? Do you think it'll be a black rule? I can't see that right now. Seeing that most of us, I want to be streets assassin versus academic assassins. I'm just saying, we don't want to be like Haiti. Smash up the likes in the building. Yeah, we don't want to be like Haiti. Who we got out there? What we got saying here? We shouldn't be at the bottom. I'm not oppressed and neither are you. Okay, you're not oppressed, okay? Tell that to the bill man, okay? Tell that to your mortgage company or to your landlord or to your car note. Yeah, don't tell me I'm not oppressed. Don't speak for me. Don't speak for me. Everybody's oppressed. We are in a system of slavery right now. You're doing just fine. Blame Witty, blah, 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 blah. I'm an electrician, buddy, so speak for yourself. Okay, Chris. Okay. Now, see, Chris got a trade. He's an electrician. But when people cannot afford your services no more, what are you going to do? You can always make money. I'm not saying that. Do you spend more of your money on bills or do you spend more money on yourself, Chris? How much you got in the bank, man? You got over 5,000 in the bank, bro? We're kings where we come from. They don't even know who they enslaved. Oh, they do know who they enslaved, Jonathan. That's why they did it. They do know who they enslaved. That's why they did it. They enslaved the chosen people of God. That's why they really... Yes, they know that. They did enslave the people of God. They know that. And as long as the people of God don't understand that they are the people of God versus reading it back into someone else or who wrote the book, remember, does God, the book has a publishing date. It has a copyright on it. God doesn't have a copyright. So you have to remember who the chosen people really is, according to the book, or books. According to the books. According to the books, you or me, black people, are not the chosen people of God. But see, you have to ask yourself, who's doing the choosing? It wasn't God. God didn't write the book. Does it say that God wrote the book in the King James Version? Don't say that, do it. It says somebody else copyright. I don't care if you what you got a new interpretation, new international. Don't say God. Say somebody else. And see. Yeah. And right now, Prince Charles over there, or King Charles over there, he owns the Bible. Not God. How's it God's word, but King Charles owned it? Because they wrote it. Smash up the lights in the building, y'all. Smash up the lights in the building. Well, answer the question. I'm not a slave and neither are you. Man, give me a minute, you all. I'm having a moment right now. All right. What do you all think about that question that Do Not Use says? Do Not Use says, I'm not a slave and neither are you. Does anybody out there think that they are a slave? Does anybody out there think that they are a slave? Does anybody out there agree with do not use that you're not a slave? Does anybody agree with do not use that you're not oppressed? Anybody out there? Ask you about you, not anyone else. I told you. Mosho has no idea how global economics and national security works. Okay. Yeah, your oppression is weak. Here's some knowledge is equal to the angels that fly the UFO. Man, I already know about Ezekiel, man. I already know about the mother planes. I was taught very well while in the Nation of Islam about the mother planes. Yeah. UFOs are real. Now, the story that Elijah gave us in the lessons about the UFOs and how they're coming to destroy the earth. I wish they would come and get it over with. I wish they would come and get it over with. Everybody ain't gonna make it. But would you rather continue to live under the way in which we're living, or would you want a change for a better living? And in order for a change and a better living, revolution has to happen. Meaning change has to happen. Are you ready for that change? Called chariots on fire in the Bible, and it describes angels, not aliens. Well, we know that's what the Caucasians call the aliens. And maybe they're alien to the angels. In fact about it, in the book of Hebrews, since you're talking about angels, in the book of Hebrews chapter 13, Jonathan, it talks about how we as people entertain angels and we're not aware. So be careful how you treat people. Yeah. I do agree that there is a God. I do agree that there are angels. I do agree that we are God's chosen people. But right now we're fighting Satan. Yeah, the jinn. In the flesh. In person. Evil versus righteousness. Your heaven and your hell is why you live on earth. Nobody ever died and came back and told you what happened to them. You're living in a hellish condition, under a hellish rulership, under a demonic rulership. Yeah. Someone who doesn't care about you. You're living under this rulership. This is the new Babylon. Babylon has fallen. Babylon is on her way down. They say we have like 300, how many million, how many gallons, 300 million barrels of oil left in the reserve, something like that. That is what is reported. You know, CENTCOM, well, yeah. Lately they've been, yeah. But anyway, everything is drying up, even your water. You see how demonic they are towards you? They don't even want you to have water because they want to be a data centers to continuously collect and collect and collect and collect and collect. What are they doing with all this information? Why are they watching 330 million Americans? Why are they doing that? What is the data for? It's getting us set up for communism like the Chinese got. Total control. And Donald Trump says that he'll make a great communist. He'll lie to you about everything. He'll promise you all of the world, but won't give nothing to you. And he's done just that. I've said that in another video too. America has lied to their own people. Of course they've lied to their own people, and they're going to continue to lie to their own people. I own my house, buddy. Chris, you don't own nothing. You see how silly Chris is? Chris says he owns his house. Y'all hear Chris out there? Chris, let me tell you something. You don't own nothing. Stop paying your taxes, Chris, and let's see what you own. You own your house, but you don't own the land that the house is laid on, and it's stolen. Smash up the likes in the building, you all. Chris says he owns his house, man. Paying taxes is oppression. What an idiot. I agree with you, do not use. Facts, brother. Joy. Shouts out to Joy in the building. You still haven't answered the question. Chris, what's the question? You keep telling me I haven't answered the question. Now unless you're talking to somebody else in the chat room. Ain't no one going to live in their house when this goes down. Everyone is going to be scrambling. Race war, a.k.a. called Jacob's trouble in the Bible. Mosho is delusional. Enjoy your house while you can. When it shuts down, houses getting looted. Yes, Jonathan, it's just like the Batman movie, man. Remember the guy that beat up Batman? When he broke his mask and everything? Yeah, remember that? That same guy. When he blew up the football field and everything in the Batman? And you had all of those poor people went to the rich people's houses and looted them. They show you what's going to happen in the movies before it actually happens. Are you all ready for that? Or will there be a community guard? Or will you have vigilantes? Vigilantes. Come on and try to loot my house. You won't leave the yard. That's what's up, Chris. Esau is the most profane person on earth, and God hates him. That's what he says in the book of Romans, Jonathan. All in the Bible, and the children of their forefathers are going to pay. They really need to read the Bible. You know, if it wasn't for the New Testament, Jonathan, I think that it would be a different world. And what do I mean by that? Remember in the Old Testament, it spoke about a law of an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Now, if that was to really take place, what do you think? What do you think about the eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth? If that was to really manifest itself in the persons of people who really owed an eye for an eye. Yeah, you talk about a race war. Talk about a race war. But hopefully it won't be a race war. See, this is where righteousness comes into play. But it's gonna come to that. Will I see it? Probably. I'm gonna probably see the 60s. You already seeing examples of them right now. People getting lynched. People getting hung on trees. White law enforcement lying about the crime or the incident and how it happened. Yeah, you know. Like the young lady, 29-year-old Tasha Fortune. You got Nolan Wells. You got the other brother. I mean, how many people have been lynched and hung within the last year? No justice. All controlled by whom? Race war. I don't think black people are ready for a race war. I don't really think we're ready for that. I think that would be a loss to black people. Unless they understand who God is. I'm just saying. Because it seems to me that the evil one is winning right now. I'm just saying. You're talking to a brick wall, they never get it. Yeah, I get it, Jonathan. Prophecy is America gets nuked from Russia and the sky unfolds like a scroll and 10K UFOs with Jesus. I feel you, brother. I'm feeling you with the book of Ezekiel. I'm feeling you with the mother planes. I'm feeling all of that. I'm ready for it to happen today. Like right now. I'm 100. I'm 100, man. Let it happen today, man. People waiting on it to happen. Let it happen now. Don't let them get away with this. No. No, do it right now. Press the reset button right now. You know, is there any way I can summon these UFOs? I've tried. I have literally, me and a sister named Tia back in the day, a sister from the nation, we used to try to summon the UFOs to come here to come visit us. Yeah. But if they're going to destroy it, if these so-called angels are going to destroy it, they need to come on with it. They need to come on with it. This has been going on too long. Are you ready for a change? And in that change, you just may lose your life. It is what it is. Would you continue to live under the oppression rule that you're living under, or would you want to move on? Trump was framed by the same one under investigation right now. Trump wasn't framed, man. Come on. Didn't know it was a thing. The more our image is fucked up to a point that I've changed all my wardrobe, such as baseball caps, jeans, and t-shirts, into nothing but the 70s outfit. The respect I get from every race is crazy. That's what it is. We appreciate you out there. D. Johnson in the building. D. Johnson, if you're still in the building, smash up the like button, okay? Everybody in the building, smash up the like button. Subscribe, like, share, and hype. Subscribe, like, share, and hype. But I thank you all just for being here. I really do. I thank you all for being here. Then blacks and Spanish ain't fighting for this country. I don't know. I mean, right now you have Mexicans who are considered Spanish people and they don't like blacks. You see? See how they too have been miseducated into the mind of the devil? Don't like a person because of the color of their skin, even though black people was here first on the planet. We was the first people on the planet. Now, Jonathan, you think about that. Now you know why they hate us. Yes, we are the chosen people of God. We're the first people of God. Anyway, that's another conversation. Farrakhan is domestic terrorist. Damn! God damn! Hey, I'm laughing at this here, you all. Did you all hear what Do Not Use said? Do Not Use said Farrakhan is a domestic terrorist. Hey, Do Not Use, man. Smash up the subscribe button, man. Smash up the like button, bro. Okay, man. Okay, Do Not Use, man. Tell me how Farrakhan is domestic terrorist. Wow. Dude, you wouldn't know reality if it slapped you in the face. You so funny, man. You are a second-class citizen because you are an idiot. No, I'm a second-class citizen in this country because of white supremacy. Even though America stole this country from black people. In fact about it, Caucasians have been the #1 domestic terrorists since they came to the shores of North America. You all say that Christopher Columbus was the first to reach here in 1492, but when he got here, he saw these dark-skinned people, these black people. And what did he do? He cut their heads off and kicked them around like footballs, took their gold, and sent many of them back overseas. And then he didn't even know where he was at. He thought he was in the West Indies somewhere, but he was in America. I'm just saying, right? Talk about oppression, right? I'm just saying now, Chris. I mean, Do Not Use. I'm saying Do Not Use. You know, how we're African American. Hey, Jonathan, that's what. Jonathan, you still there? How we African American? That's something that Jesse Jackson came up with in like 1984. Yeah, Jesse Jackson, you know, some kind of way, because Jesse Jackson had a lot of pull. He was on the Trilateral Commission. Y'all understand what that is? Yeah, the Trilateral Commission. Needless to say, Jesse Jackson did that in 1984. Your people are from Africa, descendants. We all started from Africa, but we migrated to other parts of the planet, okay? According to their own history and our history. According to world history, it started in Africa. And we migrated to all parts of the earth. And when they got here in 1492, the white Spaniard dude, Christopher Columbus, saw us here. They raped our women. You know, they just did us in, man. And they've been doing us in since then. Yeah. That was before the Atlantic slave trade took place in 1555. I don't want to hear no 1619. Yeah, y'all keep the 1619 date, but I stick with my 1555. But Christopher Columbus was here before then. This is how long they've been working on us. It's a long time. Numbers. They polluted this land with our blood. Yeah, they did, Jonathan. Brittany, how you doing, Brittany? My mom is Korean. Annyeonghaseyo. Jonathan, your mom is Korean? Annyeonghaseyo. Annyeonghaseyo. Yeah, I was in Korea, man. Annyeonghaseyo. I'm hoping that's South Korean, because I was in South Korea. But I ended up going to Pyongyang. You know where that's at. That's at the DMZ. But Tundachon, Osan, Busan, Camp Stanley, Itaewon, Seoul. Yeah, I did all that. And Pyongyang. Yeah, I just didn't like the smell over there. Did you ever think about how the world would be more fair if men were allowed to be pregnant like women are? I just think it's unfair that women are allowed to be pregnant, but I'm not because I'm a man. Well, Bojack, shouts out to Bojack in the building. Well, woman is the mother of the universe. Yeah. Man is never is known to have a womb. Not unless you want to say God is an hermaphrodite. If you say he's a man. But anything that comes from the birth of something, that comes from a womb of something. Even the black hole is a womb. The black hole, like we were inside our mother's womb in the triple state of darkness. And we came out of that womb from a woman, not a man. So would not the universe be woman, since we call it Mother Nature? I think that if women ruled the planet, I think that the planet and the society would be different. I do say that. I do say that. I think if women ruled society, it would be a lot different than, a better job than what these so-called demons are doing, okay? Carlos Gonzalez, okay, I don't know who you calling stupid, but thank you for being here. Who thinks about men being pregnant? Oh, he talked they did in the chat room. Bojack, you a weirdo. Lucifer, Satan does not fight against God. Hey, Jonathan. Y'all hear what Jonathan said? Oh, wow, this is going on down here. Let me see. Damn, this is going on. They're all down here. It's the show. Boss Titties. Shouts out to Boss Titties in the building. Boss Titties in the building. Kang, did you get that from Spaghetti Western? Where your historical fact? Jonathan, irrelevant, just like God, right? You're done. Boss Titties in the building. You boys are joining the WNBA. Are they joining the NBA, Boss Titties? Like Donald Trump wanted LeBron James to join the WNBA if he owned the team. Shouts out to everybody in the building. And it's your choice to speak forked tongue. They are irrelevant. We don't like pimps. Oh, damn. Okay, well, we've been getting pimped forever, man. Donald Trump is a pimp. Your congressman is a pimp. Smash up the likes in the building. Your mayor is a pimp. Pimping the citizens of the city. Address 1314 explains how the 10 tribes came to America first, how long it took them, and what route they got. I guess he's talking to somebody else. I was in Osan for 1 year. Hey, Korea is great. High flyers in the building. Shouts out to high flyers in the building. Yeah, Osan was great. Osan was better than Tundachon. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, son. Back in the day, if you had the money, would you go back over there today, High Flyer? Would you go back over there today, High Flyer, if you had the money? Can we be friends, brothers? We even know what race we are? Hey, see, I understand. Hey, High Flyers in the building. When I was an educator, I used to watch the children in school. Kindergartens and first graders. They didn't care about the colors of what you are. They were children. And they were outside of home and they were interacting with other children of all different colors. And they enjoy one another. And I think that adults can learn a lesson from a kindergarten or a first grader in regards to race. But if your parent is one of those sick people, if your parents is one of those sick people who fill your mind with filth and white supremacy, I feel sorry for that child. And maybe that child should be raised by a black person, a black well-off family. I'm just saying. They did bad things, but they were never the same. Chill. Lucius, what's up? Fruitcake, Jonathan, that's what it is. Unless I pay you. Boss Titties, what's up? Shouts out to Boss Titties in the building, you all. Yeah, we've been online right now for like 2 hours. We're going to get out of here so we can get something to eat. You all got any questions? Anything you want to leave me with? Any conversations or topics that you want to talk to me about? If not, we invite you over to my other channel, MOPOWERZ, where you can find audiobook series that we have left for you all. Black Man of the Nile and His Family, Stolen Legacy, As a Man Thinketh, The Demonology of King James, The Chronological Order from Alchemy to Wicca, The Fall of America, The Message to the Black Man in America, The World's 16 Crucified Saviors, The Miseducation of the Negro, From Babylon to Timbuktu. We did all of the hard work in regards to reading and images. Get yourself over there, MOPOWERZ, and get more knowledge on your brain. Historically wise. Historically wise. And if you like to travel, we'll take you all over America, to the ley lines in the state of Washington, to the ley lines in Sedona, Arizona, to Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Holocaust Museum, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Civil Rights Museum, Memphis, at the Lorraine Motel. Yeah, we'll take you right there. Lorraine Motel. Yeah, we'll take you right there. We'll take you to Florida. We'll take you to California. We'll take you to York, Maine, Philadelphia. We'll take you right in front of the White House, where I did a video right in front of the White House. We'll take you there on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue and a whole lot of more places. Get yourself over there, MOPOWERZ. And for my last channel, if you are into hip-hop, R&B, spoken word, comedy, Chicago street clips, get yourself over to my last channel, THEMOSHOW Classics, all one word, no space here on YOUTUBE, and find the likes of Chicago greats like Twista, like Shauna, like Common, like Bernie Mac, like Diane Porter, yeah, like Dion Cole, yes, Dion Cole, Diane Porter, Reggie Reg, Quintella, Dura Banks, Shari, did a whole HBO special on them at the Red Pepper Lounge on 87th Street. We had a ball that night. Get yourself over there. THEMOSHOW Classics, all one word, no space here on YOUTUBE. Thanks for viewing, you all. On your way out the door, make sure you smash up the subscribe button, hit the notification bell and the word all to help ensure that you get notifications when we upload videos here on YOUTUBE. And also press those condiments to like and to share. Share the information with relatives, friends, co-workers, anyone that you come to contact with. It is a magnificent way to jumpstart your conversation. What did you just say here? Mosho, you're humorous. I enjoy debunking your rhetoric and dismissing your chat groupies. Shouts out to you. Do not use hate, man. I hope you smash the subscribe button. We'll love to have you back, man. Thanks for viewing. Peace out, you all. Enjoy your night. Never give up on your DREAMS and continue to stand on the square. That's my time.